But first tonight, we know there's a housing shortage and a desperate need for more developments in our cities. But where should they go, and what should make way for new apartment blocks? Should it be open slather, or should some places remain sacred?
No one would dream of pulling a church down.
Well, you know what? The church bosses are dreaming about it. I can see an apartment building there, an apartment building here, and an apartment building there.
Well, it'd be 22 stories at least.
It's quite outrageous, the halt to this madcap idea.
It's a case of clergy, men and women, becoming pseudo-developers, ready and willing to destroy a piece of Aussie history and replace it with a high-rise development. Outside St Paul's Anglican Church in Bankstown, southwest Sydney, 94-year-old Lola is making a stand against a controversial church hierarchy plan to bulldoze this place of worship and build an apartment block up to 22 stories high.
That was absolute desecration. There's no other word for it, unless you like to say ungodly.
Lola's church is steeped in history. The saintly windows cast light on plaques to parishioners who died in the World Wars, like Sunday school teacher Alan Mansell.
I can remember the day I walked past his home and his mother came out to the front fence and she said, "We've lost Alan."
The church's heritage protection order was lifted by Canterbury Bankstown Council in 2016. Alan Winterbottom was there.
It was the worst decision I've ever struck in my 16 years on council.
Now church bosses want to develop the site into apartments, like the ones that surround it now.
Well, it appears they have some sort of a property arm within the Archdiocese, which is really quite extraordinary.
Councillor Barbara Curry says it's blasphemous.
Enough is enough. They can go redevelop elsewhere. It's time now that we preserve our buildings and we preserve our heritage.
Perhaps the people of the eastern suburbs could knock down a church and build a high-rise.
I think that our churches should be preserved. If they can do it in Rome, why can't we do it here in Sydney?
Which brings us back to Lola.
We've got so much land in Australia, there's no need to pull the church down.
And her crusade to save her church in Bankstown from being torn down and developed into apartments.
I'm a traditionalist and I believe this church should be here forever, just the way it is.
Oh, good on you, Lola. The council's now having a rethink and says it will take a close look at the church's heritage status.